Good day, I'm Dr. Ebony Lambito Alisa, and we will be discussing how to know if someone is lying to you. Honesty is the cornerstone of any relationship, may it be business or
According to
personal.
Sigmund
Freud, he that has eyes to see and ears to hear may convince himself that no mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips. Betrayal oozes out of him at every pore. Always remember that. Once you realize that someone is lying to you, would you confront that person? Should you confront the person immediately? Usually not. The best approach is to note that in your mind and continue to extract information while conversing with that person. Most people aren't aware that their body has a language of its own. They try to deceive you with their words, but the truth can be silently observed. Or little direct contact is a classic sign of deception. A person who is lying will do everything in order to avoid direct eye contact with you. Have you noticed that when we are telling the truth or we are offended by a false accusation, we have that full attention and concentration towards the person? That means we have a long and full direct contact with the person. The body never lies. So when someone is lying, he tends to be less expressive with his hands or arms. So when he is sitting, he puts his hands on the lap, or when he is standing, he puts his hands on the side, clench his fist, or put it on his pocket. When we say the person is telling the truth or having a gesture of openness, he has a full extension of his fingers, hands, and arms. If you ask someone and then he clenched her hands and then palm down, this is a sign of defensiveness or withdrawal. Because if you are innocent, usually you ask question, palm up, and then ask questions like, I don't understand. Can you tell me more? The unconscious cover up. When someone is asked about something that he or she may be guilty, and she touches the face, covers the face while making a statement, it's a sign of deception. Like, I don't want to be listening to this. Or someone is touching the nose, scratching from the back, rubbing the ear, covering the face. It's also a sign of deception. Or during the movement of the shoulders, like for example, if you really don't know, like, I don't know, I didn't care, like the shrug. But those who are pretending, like partial movement, like it's something like you don't have the true emotion, you don't really have that I don't know feeling or truthness in you. And also when there is someone joking around and you want to pretend that you're having fun, you just have smile, like lips only, not like you know, true smiles or those who are genuine smile or laugh last longer than those who are fake. Like if you have fake friends, you can see that if you're really having fun with them, it takes longer to abate or stop that emotions of laughter and smile and happiness. But if it's only pretension, then it lasts few seconds. Take note of that. Okay, let's review. So if someone is deceiving you, always look that person in the eyes. If there is no to little direct eye contact, then the person is deceiving you. If the person is also having less expressive movement of the eyes, arms, and face, palm down, that is also a form of deception. The last one is if the person is like covering up his face, her face, or holding the hair, or touching the ears, rubbing the eyes, or someone doesn't want to directly confront or talk to you, like I'm hiding something in. So that's just a few. Okay, let's discuss the next about how to know if the person is lying or not. Are you excited? So if the person is deceiving you, there are inconsistencies and lack of timing in the gestures and the verbalization of the words of that person. Like for example, yes, something like that. Confused. Usually if the person is covering up what is really true, the body acts first. And then always remember a few seconds after questioning the person, look for the initial reaction expression. Usually the truthness of that person will be viewed a few seconds before that person consciously think of a way to cover it up. Always be observant with regards to the body language, because usually the person is covering up a deception, have body movements after verbalizing a false statement. But if there is truthness to the person's words or actions and there's no deception, then there will be action first, and then it will then be covered with sameness with the words of the person, like no, no. How about if the words comes first? No. Then you have to question that, because unconsciously the body speaks first before we consciously think of the words that we say. Always remember that if the person is faking it, the emotions or expressions will only focus on the mouth area. You cannot see it in the eyes, facial expression. It's focused on the mouth, like happiness, surprise. Kulang, it's not enough. It's not enough. The expression is not enough. And you cannot feel the happiness. Is this person really happy, or if this person really surprised? In fact, general speaking, only a guilty person gets defensive. So if the person is always like convincing you like this and that, I didn't do that, I did something like that, you should ask if that person really is not guilty and telling the truth. Head shift. If the person is uncomfortable with what he or she is hearing, then there is what we call head shift. Turning away of the head from the person who is talking to her or him in order to avoid uncomfortable statement or words. Like, It's something like he or she cannot focus towards you. You also have to look for the body language wherein how the person acts or stands. Like for example, if the person is confident that he or she is innocent, stand erect, hands on side, straight ahead. But if the person is not confident about him or herself, especially if he or she is guilty, hunchbacked, you know, not confident, hands on the pocket. The liar is reluctant to move forward or face the source of the threat. So if the person is really deceiving you or reluctant to admit his fault, that person would be looking sideways, not in front of you, or if it's not looking sideways, like turning where the door is facing, like that person wants to go out or to run away from that threatening situation. If the person is deceiving you and that person is usually very close to you, like if the person is doing beso beso or a kiss, or touch your hands or hug you when he or she is facing you, then if he or she is already deceiving you or he is guilty, then that person will have a less or no physical contact at all. Someone who is lying or hiding something rarely points a finger towards the other person or in the air, a sign of conviction. Something like that. And then, if that person who is usually doing that to convey that he is innocent and have that conviction that he's not doing anything wrong, then that person will do that. But just observe those gestures. Observe also if there is roadblocks or barriers that the person is putting between you and him. For example, when you are confronting this person, or if you're guessing that that person is the culprit or the guilty one, then observe for gestures like getting a pillow, putting it in between, putting it in between you. It's something like it's like a barrier, or glass, or a glass of wine or anything that that person used to make it as a barrier or to block you. Something like that. It's something like what you will do if there is a physical harm. You avoid a physical harm, so you put something barrier in order to make you safe. We choose to express ourselves are the true windows to our true feelings. So the cruelest words are actually said in silence. How we choose to express ourselves indicates how strongly we believe what we say. Okay, for example, someone who is lying or deceiving someone would not think at all. For example, did you cheat on the exam? Or did you cheat on me in a relationship, for example? No, I didn't cheat on you. There's no thinking. You're just replying, no, yes, and repeat the words to someone who is guilty. Every second that passes seems like an eternity. So that person would want to end the conversation immediately. The more he tries to convince you that he is not guilty, not lying and deceiving you, the more you should worry. If you are innocent, you don't have to convince someone that you are innocent. You just state, I'm innocent. And then no further explanations like details. Always take note also that if someone is having more details, specific details, there is also a deception, or that person is making up things. You can also use silence when talking to a person that you think is deceiving or lying to you. Like, did you cheat on me? And then look at the person without any words at all. A guilty person is uncomfortable with silence, and that person will always tell you something to explain himself and a lot of things, even if you don't have a follow-up questions. So silence works. You ask a question, did you cheat on me? And then just observe all those body language. It speaks. The body language is more reliable than the words that a liar or a person who deceive you speaks of. If you're talking to a person that is a liar or deceiving you, that person would be more relaxed after that he or she thinks that you are sold to her or his story, that you are already convinced that he is not guilty. So for example, did you cheat on me? No, I didn't cheat on you. You know, I give you flowers. I'm always there if you ask for me. And then, something stressed out, something like that. And then when you answer, okay, I believe in you. And then the person is relaxed. If he's not guilty, then the person will be laxed all throughout. Always take note the time that the person answers your questions. Like for example, are you the one who got that money from my wallet? The person replies with no. It takes time, a seconds, or the person who is guilty thinks of right words to say in order to look not guilty. So if you're really honest to your answer, then why not answer it right away? Don't just take a few seconds to think, should I tell him or her, or should I lie, or should I tell the truth? Something like that. You're analyzing things before you answer. In a relationship, for example, if your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your husband, or your wife is really in love with you and you tell him or her, I love you, and the person would answer like, I love you, without emotions, or I love you, like whispering sounds. There's no conviction. But if you really love the person, you would reply back with I love you. I mean, there is no mumbling, there is no whispering of words. Take note of that. Watch out of the person who always keeps on telling how corrupt the world is, how people is not really trustworthy, or like out of the blue, like your girlfriend or boyfriend out of the blue ask you if, are you cheating on me, or did you dated someone, or asking you accusations even though you didn't say anything, you didn't do anything, and then you're actually shocked. And then always realize those who are paranoid and project those paranoia to you are those who are actually guilty of that accusations. If you are having conversation with a loved one and you ask him or her, are you lying? Or did you do something that is not according to the rules of our relationship? And those who are innocent believe that they're really innocent. And like, the person would actually say, no, I'm not lying. And then no further explanations. Because the person who is innocent would believe that a person whom he is confronted with will believe him or her that he is not lying. But the person who is lying would be doubtful if the person is really convinced that he is not lying. Like after he answers your question, he would have a follow-up question like, do you believe me, do you? Like, you don't need to have affirmation from me that I believe in you. Knowing these facts will help you understand the importance of body language and the importance of this or impact of this on the person who is deceiving or lying to you. So you don't want to be lied again, do you? So if you learn something about this video, I hope you will share it and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and please, I hope you will apply this information in order to know if a friend, a boyfriend, a spouse, or a loved one is lying or deceiving you. Thank you. God bless.